Once your baby's able to hold their head up on their own, a milestone that usually happens around 4 months of age, it's the right time to help them learn to sit. Now you may be wondering, why should I focus on this now? The reality is your baby is going to make you. Gone are the days where your baby just lay quietly in your arms. Now when they're awake, they'll want to sit up and look around. So since you'll be helping your baby sit up anyway, you might as well do it in a way that will help build the skills they need to sit independently, starting with assisted sitting. Now there are 2 easy ways that you can do this. The first method is to have your baby sit up while they're on your lap, and this can be done while you're seated on a chair or sitting on the floor. The second method is to sit your baby up on the floor between your outstretched legs with your thighs resting against their body. No matter which sitting method you choose, the main aim is to give your baby the right level of support to help them sit up successfully. In the beginning, your baby will need quite a bit of support. This usually involves placing your hands around their rib cage. When you support them like this, you're keeping their lower body steady, allowing your baby to actually focus on controlling their upper body, which is their chest, neck, and head, and that makes sitting up easier. As your baby becomes stronger at sitting, you can reduce your support, and the way you do that is by moving your hands from their rib cage to the middle of their trunk, and then eventually to around their hips. This simple act of lowering your hands down their body means your baby has to control more of their body to stay seated, and this helps to further improve their muscle strength and sitting balance. Now, when you are lowering your hands, it's important to do this gradually. If you reduce the support too quickly, your baby may struggle to sit up and could collapse forwards or to the side. If this happens, like it does with my daughter in this video, you simply go back a step and raise your hands to a higher position on their body, as this provides them with the necessary support they need to sit up. Give them some more time to practice sitting with that level of support, and then with time you can gradually try and lower those hands again. Now, when your baby can sit with support just around their hips, it's time to introduce dynamic sitting activities. These are activities that encourage your baby to make small movements while sitting, and they're great for strengthening their core muscles and improving their balance skills. There are 2 ways that you can practice dynamic sitting with your baby. The first option is to carefully tilt your baby to the left and right, as well as forwards and backwards, while they're sitting on your lap or on an exercise ball with your hands resting on their hips. So to do this, you would just place them on your legs or on that exercise ball, place your hands around their hips, and then slightly lean your baby to one side. Then you just wait. In response to this tilting, your baby will start to actively work against the lean, as they'll make an effort to align their head with the rest of their body and try to sit back up. Now, if they do struggle at this point, you can help them come back up into sitting by gently pressing down on the opposite hip. And then once they're in that sitting position again, you can gently tilt them to the opposite side and wait, and then assist them to come back up into sitting if needed. Now, the second method to practice dynamic sitting involves using a toy to motivate your baby to move and balance. To do this activity with your baby, you sit on the floor with your legs extended out in front of you, and then you place your baby between your legs. Then gently support your baby by placing your hands on the hips. Next, you want to hold a toy in front of your baby or place it slightly out of their reach on the ground. And then you encourage your little one to lean forward to pick up that toy. After your baby grabs that toy, they'll naturally try to sit back up, and depending on their strength, they might be able to do this independently, or they may need your assistance. If help is needed, you just gently push down on the hip opposite to the side that they're leaning forwards to, and then you would gently guide them back into that sitting position. As you keep doing these dynamic sitting activities with your baby, you'll start to see that their strength and balance improves. They'll become more confident in sitting, and they will begin to need less assistance from you. When you see this progress, it's a good time to challenge them a bit more by slowly reducing your support. But before I dive into exactly how you can do this with your little one, if you're curious about the timing on when your little one will master sitting up, as well as the other amazing milestones they'll achieve in their first year of life, I've got a free developmental milestone guide that you can download by clicking the link in the description below this video. Now let's talk about how you gradually reduce your support. Well, firstly, you sit on the floor with your legs stretched out in front of you, and you place your baby on the floor between your legs with your thighs resting gently against the side of your baby's body. Next, you want to encourage your baby to place their hands on the ground or on their thighs or on a stable toy, as using their arms for support will naturally help them to sit up. Then gradually move your legs away from their bodies so that your thighs are no longer touching them. By creating this space between your thighs and their body, your thighs will still be there to soften their fall, but they are not helping them sit up. Instead, your baby is sitting up all by themselves. Now at first, your baby may only manage this for a few seconds, but with regular practice, they'll soon be able to sit unassisted for longer periods. Once your baby can sit independently for a few minutes, you won't need to sit right behind them anymore. However, they will still lose their balance every now and then while reaching for toys or moving around. So to keep them safe, it's important to have a soft landing area. And a great way to do this is by placing a nursing or boppy pillow behind their back. This way, when your baby falls sideways or backwards, which is a natural part of them refining their sitting skills, they will land on something soft. Plus, these pillows give your baby something to push against if they do start to wobble, which at times may be enough to stop them from falling over. Now, something else that you might consider using with your little one to help them learn to sit up are baby floor seats. And while they might seem helpful at first glance, they actually don't help your little one learn to sit up, and they can hinder their gross motor development if they're overused and can even pose a safety risk. In fact, they're one of 4 common toys that can delay gross motor development. So watch this video next to find out exactly what these toys are so you can make an informed decision on if they're toys that you want to purchase for your little one.